Has him on the quick hitter. And he is stopped with authority there, but that stop came later than they'd like as he gets a good bit and that first down. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Buffalo first. They'll try the right side with Cook. Rolling into enemy territory. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
That's completed right side. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. They got 21 yards on the play. And the Bills have a first down. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Matthew Wright for the point after. Extra point is good in this wintry weather. And the Bills will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Wright ready to send this one away. And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35.
35-yard line.
The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. First carry here for the rookie out of Penn State. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Williams from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
They pick up a yard. Still need one more, though. 3rd down coming up.
A gain of a yard.
Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. Williams to throw here. 3rd and 1. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, no luck on his first look of the game, so they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short. Don't want to punt from here, but too far for a field goal as well. They're going for it here. On 4th down, it's Williams. That's Cox. This is Loveland. And they drop him with a big hit, but that's going to sting much for the defense. A big gain, and the chain's moving too. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they'll get to him inside. Give him 5 on that play as he gets him inside the red zone. Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And it'll be 1st and goal. Stop is made at the 5-yard line. And goes to the hurry up here.
13 yards on the play. That's another Bears first down.
So the officials are officially on board tonight. For the first time, a flag flies. Somebody moved early. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump. And, well, they got one of them to move that time. Well, the jumpiness cost him 5. 1st and goal, a little bit tougher here.
Ready to the punch squares, punch squares. Yes. Go.
Running it after the penalty. Nice work there to cancel out the penalty and then some. That's 9 yards, 2nd and 6 coming up.
Give some credit to this offense. They almost got it done on just one play running the ball in. I got to be honest, the 1st down run often leads to 2nd down pass, but I don't think so now. Now you push that pile, go finish this drive.
What is up?
Well, it looks like the defense jumps just before the snap there. So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards. Penalty drops him at the 1, so they've got a couple of shots left at it. It's 2nd and goal.
What is it on?
Good defensive stand here. They push him away from the goal line. That's back to the 4.
That's twice now where runs have not gotten them into the end zone, but you kind of set yourself up. Actually, you set yourself up really well for a little play action right here.
All right, got to get 4 here, Brock, or they're going to have a tough decision to make on this opening drive. 3rd and goal, it's Williams. And he'll score. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears finish off their opening drive. So a very run-heavy approach to this one thus far. Hard to argue with the results as they start out with a touchdown, Brock.
Yep, even in the passing league, Kate, it's how a lot of teams like to start, right? Everybody loves to think of winning the line of scrimmage. Why? It sets up play action. It makes your protections a little bit easier. Win the line of scrimmage in this league, you have to win the game.
And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone. So the football will come back out to the 20.
20-yard line.
The Buffalo offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Now Allen off the play action. Has it downfield, working the left. And in a blink, they are up to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock, so unsurprisingly, that gives them a 1st down. No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
Caught, nice game left side. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st. All set to go now from the 35. Play action now, Allen. And his heave isn't going to be answered. That's incomplete as an exciting look ends our 1st quarter. So we're through 1 as everyone tries to stay warm on what has been a very cold night. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. Cook trying this one up the gut. Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. He fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. And they'll throw, 3rd and long. Hits him on the out route. And he gets down to the 24 before he stops. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Buffalo 1st.
First down, Buffalo.
Throwing here, Allen. He's got it near the 8. And in. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills take a 2nd quarter lead. Right on for the extra point. No problems with his footing in the snow. The XP is good. And the Bills break that tie and now lead by 7. Right, ready to send this one away. And nope, not chancing this one. Knee down for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Some nice field position here. Bears getting set. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Working from the gun, Williams. Throwing offside is hauled in by Loveland. And he's going to be out of bounds after the big gain. Now down inside the 15. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And this is going to get him right up near that first down, but he's marked short after a gain of 7, third down.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Third and a lone yard coming up.
Ready, throw.
Running for it, it's Swift. And he won't get back to the line, Brock. They needed one, but they're going to lose one on that play. It's fourth down. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. The only move this offense is making is toward the line, Brock. They're going for it, 4th and 3. They're going to try to throw for it. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense. Get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 5 still to go here. This is second down. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he charges ahead, but Snow and defenders stop him. Looks like he picked up a couple. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 20-yard line.
Play action now with Allen. Look out, why has the defense got to him? That's an incomplete pass.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. To the air on 3rd and long. Got his man. Shakir has it. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. It's a pickup of 26. And the Bills have a first down.
That's good for a Bills first down.
Running out of the gun with Davis. And tough running as the elements continue offering up a challenge partner. He is only able to get back to the line there. And he could have a free play here.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
This one won't be reeled in, but they had that green light to take the shot, and they did. Looked like somebody on the defense jumped the snap. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Escapes the pocket. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Nice drive here. It's up to 8 plays as they get set for 3rd and 6. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. That's Kincaid with a catch out left. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he's going to get up to speed through that snow to break off a gain of 5. Working quickly here.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Allen setting up to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first timeout. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
First down. It's a gain of 10.
Davis gets it from the gun. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal. The Bears decide to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going to the ground again on first. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 12-yard line.
Allen to throw. Buys time, rolling right. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they're left with 3rd and goal. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal.
It's hard for me to get too mad at him for missing a touchdown when he's already got 2 in his pocket. Maybe fantasy managers might not agree with me on this one, Kate. But don't worry, as hot as he is, I bet you a 3rd one's coming at some point. That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is if the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Williams. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. And holding penalty is going to make 1st down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Williams will look to throw. The downfield call is going to go unanswered. Defender saw to that. That incompletion means it's 2nd down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
To throw is Williams. Finds his running back, DeAndre Swift. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Buffalo calls it 2nd time out of the half. 3rd down, here's Williams. On the move, headed right. Rolling, and takes it deep, throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Maxwell Hairston picks it off. And the Bills will have a shot at least a field goal here. Maybe the end zone after that return.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick 6, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
From the red zone now. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
He has the Buffalo touchdown. The Bills will add to their lead at the end of the half. Right on for the extra point. Snowy weather, no problem for them on that point after. And the Bills take a 3-possession lead. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And it looks like we're going to have time for one more play here, Brock, as this one goes for a touchback. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. One final shot before the half. Williams hit, and that ball's out. And this is scooped up by the Bills. And they take a little momentum for themselves here, Brock, as they get the turnover on the final play of our half. To send this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Some nice field position here. Bears getting set. 1st and 10. They'll give it to him inside. And tough running as the elements continue offering up a challenge, partner. He is only able to get back to the line there. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Williams to throw. Got a man. Loveland has it. Gets some space around midfield. Finds a seam. Left side. He's off to the races. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears cut into the lead coming out of halftime. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
This one's going to bounce into the end zone and will end as a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
All right, Bills to the line now. 1st and 10. Allen on the play action. Got for big yards on the right side. And he's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. So 20 yards on that play. And that's good for a Buffalo first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Trying it left side with Cook. And he charges ahead, but Snow and defenders stop him. Looks like he picked up a couple. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Working from the gun, it's Allen. Forced out to his right. Fits it through the middle. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. He gets down inside the 35-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
I just don't know how you play defense, Kate, and some of the guys in the league today. How can you balance defending somebody who can run for it They'll throw it right over your head. These dual-threat QBs, they're a nightmare.
First down. It's Will Davis. He did well on that play, but might have had some early help. We've got a flag down. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. They'll run here following the penalty. He works it down inside the 40. That's a run of 8.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Downfield, and Shakir has it. And they're going to stop him, but he got enough to make it 1st and goal from the 8. Double coverage, deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two...
It isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And it's step 1 towards a goal line stand. Still going to need a couple more, though. 2nd and goal coming up.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
Allen fires out wide, complete. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills make it a 16-point ball game. It's no good. Perhaps the snow making things a little difficult for him there as that one winds up off the mark. Following that missed point after, he's going to stay out there and send it away. And maybe making some better judgment here as he takes a knee and accepts the touchback. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Williams from the gun. Fonzo Dunze running the slant. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
That's to Dunze again. And he has this down to the 34. Within 24 yards on that one. And it'll be 1st down Bears.
4 yards. And the Bears... 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
The give now out of the shotgun. It's so tough to build momentum running through the snow. They're on him before he can even get back to the line. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there. Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Avoided one crisis on the dropped pick. Now they're facing another 3rd and long. 3rd and long for him here. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
The Bears field goal. A 54-yard attempt.
He goes right corner pocket there, but does get it to go through from deep. And that drops the deficit down to 13.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all this concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And he'll decide to pass on the return here and take the touchback instead.
35-yard line.
1 All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. Now Allen off the play action. Finds a seam down the middle. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Now run by Cook. And the snow hampering their ground game here as he slowed up just a yard on that run. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Now Allen. And they are finally able to get to him and touch him down, but damage already done as they pick up that 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Here's Allen. Here's a screen for Cook. And he gets this forward to the 19. We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. The Bills hold both the football and a solid lead here as they try to close this out.
That's the Bears' 19-yard line.
2nd and 6 coming up here. And quick to the left, it's caught. And this one doesn't go far. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Half 85.
Again, Allen to the air. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
4th down, here's Allen. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty and off the field they go.
Certainly looking for that nail in the coffin, the knockout punch, a touchdown, and 3-possession lead that could put this one out of reach. Hey, it's a luxury they could afford to take in that spot. Built themselves up a little buffer here, Pete. It's never over until it's over.
And they'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down. Working from the gun, Williams. Has him on the quick hitter. Escapes the defender. And this winds up being an excellent play for them from deep in their own territory, up approaching that 30-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards. That's good for a Bears 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
1st down, Williams to throw. Into a crowd and intercepted. That's Cole Bishop. And the Bills take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game without 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
Handoff headed right. It's Cook. And tough running as the elements continue offering up the challenge partner. He is only able to get back to the line there. Run loss of a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11. Allen setting up to throw. Dumped off to his running back. He's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Allen on 3rd and short. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. 4th down. Here comes Kai Kroger to punt. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. And something on the return, but not much as it still ends inside the 20.
Their own
First call here coming from the shotgun. Back to work after throwing the pick. This is brought in. Big gain here for Loveland. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Offense up to the line fast.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And they spike the ball to stop the clock. Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Oh, brother, it's another interception. That's Cole Bishop. Well, that should pretty much shut down throwing his way anymore, Brock. This guy has ended each of their last 2 drives by himself with an interception.
And that's kind of the price you pay when you're playing phenomenal ball as a defender. I can remember Aaron Rodgers, primetime game, said, I'm not even throwing once, and didn't attack Richard Sherman one time that game.
They gain 11 on that play. And the Bills have a first down.
Again, 11 on the
play action now. Allen. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. To the line. Here's 3rd and 3. Pressure coming. It's Allen. Pulled in by his back. Cook. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. So they'll let the play stand, decline the penalty, and that's going to bring up 4th down. The lead looks safe, but the Pedals staying down. They're going for this. On 4th down, Allen. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Ruben Hippolyte the second with the pick. And the Bears have some new life in the 4th.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick 6? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the Bills.
Swift gets it on the option. We call it 1, maybe 2 yards at the end, Brock. It's 3rd down. So a timeout comes in. It looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Trying to throw this from the gun. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Matt Milano in to pick it off. Well, how quickly things can change. They were looking so good just a couple of plays ago, and suddenly, not anymore. A red zone look comes up empty with that interception.
I think the pressure got to him there, Kate. And I don't even mean all those pass rushers, although they were certainly coming too. I mean the pressure of being 3rd down in the red zone. That's where you got to slow yourself down as a quarterback and know you've got to simply protect the football.
They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Another one for Cook. It is so tough to build momentum running through the snow. They're on him before he can even get back to the line. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. They're going to pass it here. Look at that power. Deep left side. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. No luck finding his receiver that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Oh, defender there to knock it away, and he's able to do just that. 4th down coming up. The Bills with a punt team out there. Kyle Kroger is going to kick this one away. And he sends it up amongst the flurries of snow. Punt meets him at the 28. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. 1st and 10 from the 32. Here's Swift to start the drive. And he charges through the snow for a gain of 4. Bears trying to get everyone's sense. They're going quickly here.
A gain of 4.
Now here's Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That was a situation where I think the previous drive, really affected decision-making there. Coming off a pick, he wasn't about to challenge the coverage. Instead, he just took his medicine.
Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate said, you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
And he has the Bills the 1st down, and that Brock should clinch them this win.
And the Bills 1st down. A gain of 13 yards. And the Bills
again, it's Cook. He picks up 5 on that 1st down run, brings up 2nd down.
You know, Kate, it's plays like that. It's just kind of the meat and potatoes. Not going to make any highlight reel, but just the positive, efficient plays on the ground. You need to keep